Oil continues to be right at the epicenter of financial markets at the moment, and the big move that we saw overnight in the US session has really reverberated in a lot of risk assets. We've seen credit spread tightening against US Treasuries, high yield doing very nicely, and ultimately we've seen a situation where the S&P looks like it wants to go and test the recent high of 2075. We're still seeing S&P futures push a little bit higher during the Asian time zone today. It looks as though that's giving a platform to our European opening calls, and I think that's really interesting considering as oil prices have come under a little bit of pressure here in Asia. We've seen the American Petroleum Institute coming out with some fairly big inventory numbers, over 6 million barrels being added, and that's led traders to believe that perhaps today's Department of Energy, the official inventory report, could be above the consensus of 773,000 barrels. If we do see it significantly above that, then yeah, we could probably see this little bit of short-term momentum to the downside coming through in oil, and certainly some profit taking coming through, which may be a bit of a headwind to certain risk assets as well. The big news here in Asia is the Chinese March trade balance. We saw that coming in slightly better than expected. Certainly the underlying quality was better than what people had been anticipating, with a slightly higher export figure and a slightly less than expected decline in imports, and that's led Aussie dollar to be the currency of choice today, and we've seen that coming up to test that March high just above 77.20 odd. I think if we get a close above that March high today, and I think we can extend pretty quickly up until 78.50, perhaps around that level would be a level where traders may look to fade this with the longer term downtrend in play. But I think as well, we've seen risk assets really doing quite nicely. The ASX 200 has been driven stronger by materials and energy stocks. I don't think that's necessarily going to surprise too many people. BHP, Rio, Fortescue Metals doing very, very well today. That should reverberate into UK and European trade. And also we've seen the Japanese market doing very nicely as well, and the Hang Seng and the Chinese equity market as well. In Japan, it does feel that equity traders are saying that dollar yen could perhaps squeeze up to 109, perhaps even 110 before we see people looking to reverse that. But a good day here in Asia for traders.